There's no greater sense of accomplishment, and right now it's very dark in here, but there's no greater sense of accomplishment than actually knowing how to build your own home. When you look at the cost difference, the cost analysis, you see what the big banks have done. You saw what this country has done in order to deceive you, to make you think that you can't do what the next person can do. It's totally, it's sad what it is. I remember as a young man, my wife wanted a house. Everybody wants a house in America because that's the spirit. Everybody wants a hut in Africa. Everybody wants a cave in the mountains of Europe. I mean, you think about it, everybody wants shelter. But if you would have told me when I was 20 years old that I was going to be able to build my own house in order to provide not only shelter for myself, but for everyone that I love. It's in the ministry. Everyone that is part of the community. Now, everyone may not always, have a house, but they will have a nice place to stay. But what I'm getting to is this. Think about this for a second. Think about this for a second. They want triple the amount of the value of a house that you could actually build for yourself for $30,000 to $50,000. You could have the home of your dreams. Some people want a big one, some people want a small one. You want a larger one, add another 25 or add at least $100,000 worth of materials in the building. But you understand how much money you could save if you could just do this yourself? This is what Pastor Dowell is going to try to put a concept in your mind at this year's GOTS to teach you. To show you that you can do this for yourself, because you know what? I can do it. And if I can do it, you can do it. When I moved out here on the straightway, I had no building experience whatsoever at all, but I had perseverance. I had self-drive. I had self-determination. I had self-discipline. And I had exactly what it took to get it done. And I'm so happy because I wouldn't be able to do today what I am doing. And excuse me, I'm sorry for the darkness that's in here. It's just that it's early in the morning. I wouldn't be able to do today if I listened to every voice that told me that you couldn't do this, you can't do this, and you can't do that. I had somebody tell me you can't lay blocks. I had somebody tell me you can't run heavy equipment. I had somebody tell me you can't frame. All of it's just too steep of a learning curve. You can't do this, you can't do that. And you're going to be filled with all types of voice of dissension and doubt. And people are going to continue to keep telling you what you can't do, but I'm here to tell you the very opposite, that you can do it. Don't listen to the voices that always try to keep you down. Don't listen to the voices that tell you that you can't do this and you can't do that. What you need to do is listen to the voices like myself and Pastor Fox that tells you you can and you will and you can accomplish this. But the one thing you need to learn more than anything in this life is humility. You have to be willing to be taught. Even though I've been able to frame homes, I know how to do all this stuff. Guess what? Even in the midst of all this, I still had to either read books, and then when I got finished reading books, the books does not give you the personal hand-on experience. I still literally had to go out there to people that I saw framing homes on the side of the road. When you drive down the road, you see crews out there framing. Those are the experts. I had to humble myself. And I had to stop. I would call home and tell Carol, I'm not going to be home for dinner. It's going to be quite a while we'll be home. I'm going to help these people frame. I'm going to help these people lay blocks just so I can learn. See, in everything in life, if you want to be successful at it, you're going to have to learn how to humble yourself and receive instruction. Because if you don't, you're doomed for failure. And life's experiences is entirely too painful for you to go and repeat the same mistakes of the past when you have someone sitting in front of you who has wisdom to help minimize those mistakes and make a lot of mistakes, the greenhorn mistakes that you would normally make, a lot less painful. You can't do this by yourself. There's nothing in life. Even in the military, everything is built on the buddy system. You have to have your buddy. No man left behind. Do you have that attitude? It's going to take that because you know what? You're going to be taught everything in life only if you have a teachable spirit and if you're willing to humble yourself. You know, I've been living for a little while, so that means not only have I been living this, I've been preaching this, I've been teaching this, I've been living set apart for a long, long time. And so just by virtue of me actually just doing that means I have a plethora of wisdom, a plethora of knowledge. But I do know this about myself. Even though I have all this wisdom and knowledge in certain areas, I do not know everything. But what I do know, if you have the humility, I will teach you. Be it with the Most High, being a set-apart Israelite in your own community, or even learning how to develop a trade so you can have some dignity about yourself and not go out there and be used by the big banks and the systems of this world. I can teach you how to do all this, but you have to have the humility. I hope that you learned something this morning. Pride goeth before destruction, and a haughty spirit before a fall. You know, the amount of money that some of you are going to pay for a home, I could build 5 homes by the time you get finished paying on that one home. I could build 5 homes with just a few willing spirits and a few people who have willing minds and a willing heart. You see what I'm talking about? I hope you do. Y'all have a wonderful day.